Hi everybody, Linda Carroll here from my studio, Gatherer of Great Things, and I just wanted to do a really quick video this morning to show you my completed mini book pages made from the Masterboard that I did. I have finished everything, and I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. They've been cut down into 3" by 3" squares, and I did go in and add some stamping on them. I did go back in and darken some of the edges, and I added some stamps to some of the pages, some postage stamps to some of the pages as well. I then went in and backed these with quotes that I thought were pertinent to the time and staying at home through this period, and also I tried to get quotes that would work with the whatever the artwork is or the story is on the front of the page. So I'm just going to quickly lift each one up and talk a little bit about each one, and then that'll be that. So this one had the little illustration on it that I liked, and I just added the rubber stamps. This one, I really liked the way it worked out on the Masterboard. So all I did was go in and add a little bit of rubber stamping to kind of balance it out a little bit. And then I did darken some of the edges of the square. This one, again, I really like the way it turned out on the Masterboard. I did go in and add some canceled postage stamp and a little bit of text stamping on the edges, and then again darkened the edges with the Inktense pencils, and then activated them with water to get kind of a watercolory effect. This one, I added a cat stamp down here, picking up the colors that were in the rest of the page, and then added text stamp and a postage stamp on the side. I did cut these down before I decided what I was going to add to each one so that I could see each page separately. This one I liked the way it was from the Masterboard. Again, I just added a little bit of text and darkened the edges, darkened the color on the edges. This one, again, I added a stamp here, a postage stamp, and a butterfly rubber stamp, and then some text stamping on this one. I think you can see she has a little, oh gosh, just went right out of my head, hourglass in her hand. So she's kind of measuring time, and the quote on the back of this is from Lord Chesterfield in a letter to his son from November 6, 1747. And the quote is, "Take care of the minutes, for the hours will take care of themselves." So, sweet. This one, I added a postage stamp in this corner and some text stamping and a butterfly. This one as well, I added a postage stamp and some text stamping. This one I added a postage stamp and text stamping. You know, when you're working with pages this size, the important thing that you need to consider is the size of the pieces that you actually use on a page this small. So I think that's why the postage stamps work so well. And then the images that I used as well, it has to be in the right proportion, I think, for it to work, especially if you're telling a story. So these fellows down here in this particular illustration are looking up at the sky. And I did add 2 stamps here and some text stamping to this. That's the quote on the back of this. It was by Sojourner Truth. "Those are the same stars, and that is the same moon that look down upon your brothers and sisters, and which they see as they look up to them, though they are ever so far away from us and each other." So I thought a lot about that. My brother lives 20 minutes away, and I haven't seen him in almost 3 weeks. So, but we talked to each other about the moon and the stars, so that was really appropriate for me. This one, I added a stamp of canceled postage and then just darkened the edges on here. And this quote is from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. "Thus, from the distant past, the history of the human race is telegraphed from generation to generation, through the present to all succeeding ages." This one's fairly simple. I did add a stamp and rubber stamping on this one, but it's one of my favorites of the pages. This one, I did add a stamp and then some text stamping. The dictionary definition in this one is about Peter Pan. And the quote on the back is, "The sky starts at your feet. Think how brave you are to walk around." It's by Anne Herbert from the 1980 The Next Whole Earth catalog. This one, I like the way that it turned out on the master page. I just went in and added some rubber stamping. That's this one. It's William Shakespeare from As You Like It. And this our life, exempt from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in the running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. This one, I added a postage stamp and some rubber stamping, text, and a canceled postage stamp. This quote is from Louisa May Alcott from Little Women. Some books are so familiar, reading them is like being home again. And then the final one with these two little children pretending to be on a boat to Discovery. I found a stamp about that celebrates the landing of the Pilgrims, and there's a ship in the background. So I added the stamp, and then I did add some text stamping. And this one says, from Carl Jung, 1923, without this playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth. The debt we owe to the play of imagination is incalculable. So that's it. I think I'm going to do a number of these masterboards because I just love the way that they end up speaking to one another, these individual little pages, and speaking to me as well. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I want to say again thank you to Margarete for coming up with this challenge and swap, and looking forward to hearing how to send 8 of these pages to her, and getting 8 pages back from other artists. So I hope you have a great rest of your day or evening, and many blessings to you. Bye for now.